Southside, the Monsters Ball match. Jimmy Havoc representing the Righteous Army, but the Righteous Army walking away and leaving Jimmy Havoc all alone. He's not called the Monster for no reason. Abyss is a shoes man, and Jimmy Havoc has got a task and a half standing in front of him. I'm not in Jimmy Havoc's shoes tonight.
Do you see that little kid?
Jimmy Havoc nearly had another open challenge.
Well, look at that. The Monster Abyss right here in a Southside ring.
That man is huge.
Heaviest ever TNA X Division champion. And this is his signature match, the Monsters Ball. Anything goes, no disqualification. Look at the smarts.
The fans here are asking for his brother Joseph, who he didn't travel with Abyss.
Tell you something, I wouldn't be worrying about Joseph Parks. I'd be worrying about the Monster Abyss versus Jimmy Havoc in a no disqualification Monsters Ball match. It all favours Abyss here. This is the match he made his name in.
We've seen Abyss pull out no end of things in these Monster Balls match. We've seen glass, thumbtacks, barbed wire, fire. This guy is not afraid to do anything to his opponent. He's not afraid to do anything to Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc needs to be careful. But then we've seen Jimmy Havoc in these type of matches himself. Let's get it straight. He had a grueling match against DJ High.
The barbed wire ropes match.
The death match. It was just...
First match on UK soil in 9 years of that type.
Jimmy Havoc, it looks like he's leaving. He doesn't want anything to do with his Monsters Brawl match.
Would you?
No, not at all.
Giving up everything in the tail of the tape. The size, the reach, the credentials. I mean, like I said, a former TNA Grand Slam winner's won every belt there.
The reason
and he's legitimately insane, has a genuine split personality. We've heard all the smarks in the Southside crowd shouting for Joseph Parks, thinking they're cool. The reality is, this is a man with a split personality who is not frightened of getting hurt and not frightened of hurting people.
I got into wrestling to entertain the fans, so I enjoy it, I love it. It takes a toll on your body, it physically is demanding.
We've seen it from Will Ospreay.
Then you get a match like this. You think wrestling takes its toll on your body? You think hitting that canvas? You think falling off the kicks, the punches, his chops?
Oh.
When someone hits you with a steel chair, you freaking, it could kill you.
I think a steel chair's gonna be the least of the worries in this Monsters Brawl match. Every weapon you can imagine is legal. Flaming tables, barbed wire, hell, we might even see Janice.
Whips there, didn't get anywhere with Jimmy Havoc, and the crossbody. Abyss didn't even move, and Jimmy Havoc just falling to the canvas.
This is a monster, look at him.
Don't want to get in the way of that freight train. Jimmy Havoc running up top now, shots to the head of Abyss. Shouting, die to Abyss.
Here's a pop quiz for you then, Flinny. 4th TNA Triple Crown Champion Abyss, can you name the other 3?
What a matchup we have.
AJ Styles, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. And as Jimmy Havoc meets the outside of the ring with force.
If I knew it was a quiz, I would have revised.
Okay then.
Revised.
2nd Grand Slam champion. Who else has done that? 3 other men.
Shoes right hand from Abyss.
AJ Styles, Samoa Joe and Eric Young. I'm going to sound a little bit like Dale Mills here, talking to me many years ago. Do your research. All Molten research sponsored by Wikipedia, which may or may not be true.
Abyss using Jimmy Havoc's head against that canvas.
And you know, the righteous army going to look at the first weapon. That steel chair.
It nearly went into the fans afterwards.
Abyss no stranger to the steel. And there it is, straight across his back.
You hear that noise.
That huge A, the anarchy sign on the back of Abyss. There's a massive target for Jimmy. No, the spine on the steel.
The head! He's trying to wrap that steel chair across the head of Abyss.
Abyss got out of the way and the vibrations from steel on steel went straight through the body of Jimmy Havoc.
Thank God he got out of the way, because I'll tell you what, that match would have been over.
And the fans here don't want to see that, do they? They want to see someone get hurt.
I thought they were fighting up the standards there, and
It's perfectly legal.
Yeah, but it doesn't end well usually for Jimmy Havoc. He usually falls down them.
Yes, true.
Close. Oh! He just punched the ring post. That could have broke his hand.
Probably that was a solid steel. And Jimmy Havoc going under the ring. God only knows what types of goodies and weaponry are under there. We've got a bigger ring than normal this time, which means more room for weapons. And there's another steel chair. And another one. Jimmy Havoc, no stranger to this level of brutality. In fact, I think he enjoys it.
It's got saucepans.
Saucepans. And why wouldn't he have saucepans?
A tray.
Bacon tray, round the head of Abyss. And another one.
Ow.
That bacon tray is no use to no one now.
Dented with the shape of the Abyss's head. What's Jimmy Havoc? He's got a kendo stick.
Kendo stick. Another kendo stick. And a fan. What's he got?
He's just took
pictures.
He's just took these pictures, these signed pictures of his fans. Abyss has signed these for these fans earlier on, and Jimmy Havoc's just taking them.
What's he doing?
He's got a staple gun.
Oh, good God. So,
he's
a picture of Abyss.
Oh, thank God, Abyss is... Right hand.
What an insult that would be.
Thank God Abyss was able to block that. The fans now showing that we want staples.
Everything legal in the Monsters Brawl match. Abyss now with a staple gun and pictures of himself. This isn't going to end well for Jimmy.
On his arm!
Stapled into the shoulder! Oh my God!
Why would you... On his head! Jesus Christ!
What kind of mind staples pictures to another man's head?
What are we watching?
Now referee reaches for the gloves. Blood is gonna be spilt in this match.
Abyss got
now with a chair. Havoc's got the kendo stick. Jimmy Havoc has just had a staple in the forehead. And what the hell is Abyss doing now?
He's setting up that steel chair. He's putting that steel chair up in the corner.
Yes, he is.
Havoc was sitting there waiting.
And that kendo stick now, a lethal weapon in the right hand, all across the back of the huge Abyss. And that bacon tray again. Havoc doing everything he can to ground the big man.
Just teeing off on Abyss, just
flurry of bacon trays.
Non-stop.
However, Abyss is not a normal man.
No, not the sauce.
Oh! Plonk round the head. It's got to be out. It's got to be. Abyss kicks out.
How on earth?
What brutality! And you get the impression, Flinny, this has only just begun. Havoc.
I didn't know what to expect in this match.
Expect the unexpected. Jimmy Havoc goes under the ring for more weaponry. Oh my God! It's a board covered in barbed wire. This is not going to end well for one of these men.
We don't see that on Blue Peter. Look what I made earlier. Jimmy Havoc pulling out a board of barbed wire from underneath the ring, and what he's going to do with it, I have no idea. But apart from it's going to involve Abyss.
Jimmy Havoc, one half of the UK's first barbed wire ropes match for 9 years. No stranger to it. But Flinny, barbed wire.
It's Abyss. He's going for
choke
he's
slam.
seen the
He's going to go for the choke slam in the board. Barbed wire has one purpose.
Oh no!
To stop people getting through it.
Jimmy Havoc fighting for his life. There's still chairs there. No. Oh! And his head just driven into that steel chair.
And that barbed wire board precariously against that far turnbuckle. Barbed wire designed, its sole purpose in life is to tear flesh away from bone. It's a preventative measure, and here it's being used as an instrument and a weapon.
And what's Abyss got in mind now for this?
God only knows what's under this ring.
The fans asking for thumbtacks.
They may just get what they want. Oh yeah! There's the bag. Abyss eager to please.
What could be in this bag of tricks here from Abyss?
We all know where this is going, my friend. If this isn't thumbtacks, I'll give you my wages for the day.
Shake on it.
No, because it's probably going to end up sort of like broken glass or
could be anything when it comes to Abyss. And it's the thumbtacks. Oh, it's Kaylee.
Kaylee Ray's coming down. And here come the Righteous Army.
Kaylee Ray's
kendo stick from Kaylee. Trying to buy Jimmy Havoc some time. Abyss doesn't know she's there. Oh! Save Jimmy from that choke slam. No matter where he fell, it's going to hurt him.
Kaylee, she's standing her ground. She's not running away from Abyss.
That might be the stupidest thing this young lady's ever done.
She's poking the lion.
Abyss? Is Abyss the type of man who's going to hit a woman? Obviously not. Maybe there is a human.
No, Abyss won't hit a woman. But Abyss has got someone, a friend called Janice.
Are we about to see Janice's debut in Southside Wrestling? Oh, hell yeah, we are! We see Hacksaw Jim Duggan's 2x4. Now we've got Janice. The hardcore 2x4, full of nails. There is nothing about that that's going to end well for Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray needs to get out of there.
And quickly.
That's a very smart move there from Kaylee.
This is a no disqualification match. Kaylee is allowed to be
Abyss is turning.
Kaylee's got Janice.
She's took it away from Abyss. Abyss won't be using.
Drop kick
into the barbed wire.
He's broken the board. The barbed wire is tearing his flesh to bits. Is Jimmy Havoc going to beat the Monster Abyss in his own specialist match?
That barbed wire ripping the back and the legs there of Abyss.
Still tangled up in it. The pin.
Good kick out from Abyss. His body is tangled in this barbed wire.
As I said earlier, Flinny, barbed wire's sole purpose is a preventative measure. There is a man tangled in one of the most vicious man-made structures.
Kaylee Ray's, she's got Janice. She's just thrown it in the ring to her.
And Jimmy Havoc looking at Janice.
What could Jimmy Havoc do with this?
The mind boggles. My mind isn't as sick and twisted as either of the men in that ring.
Many thoughts are going through the mind of Jimmy Havoc as he's got his hands on Janice. He's licking the nails.
Is Abyss about to be beaten by his own weapon?
He's getting ready to swing that like it's a baseball bat. That's not a baseball bat. That's
a weapon of mass destruction. Going for the choke slam. And he's near the tax.
Into the tax. Jimmy's
Havoc's
broken
got a
body.
back full of thumbtacks. You can see them glistening under the lights as he's writhing in pain.
Jimmy Havoc, he kicked out. His broken body landed in all those thumbtacks on that chokeslam, and Jimmy Havoc kicking out.
Havoc's are insane. This is awesome chants raining around the building. I get the impression we are nowhere near finished yet. As Abyss plants that steel chair on Jimmy Havoc, whose back is full of thumbtacks.
I think he...
Momentum off the ropes.
He's going to sit on Jimmy Havoc with that chair.
Oh!
He just crushed him. He may be a monster, but he's still a man, and that's going to hurt anybody.
Don't care how big you are, steel chair to the spuds is going to take you down.
And a kick to the knee, and to the other knee.
All legal in this matchup.
Down and a kick to the face. Jimmy Havoc in control, running up the ropes. Black hole slam!
The TNA Grand Slam